The story of a seagull and a cat who taught her to fly. Part 1. The North Sea. School of Herring, port side. The lookout gull announced, and the flock from the Red Sand Lighthouse received the news with shrieks of relief. They had been flying for 6 hours without a break. And although the pilot gulls had found currents of warm air that made for pleasant gliding above the waves, they needed to renew their strength. And what better for that than a good mess of herring? They were flying over the mount of the Elbe River, where it flows into the North Sea. From high above, they saw ships lining up one after the other like patient and disciplined whales, waiting their turn to swim out to open sea. Once there, the flock would get their bearings and spread out towards all the ports of the planet. Kinga, a female gull with feathers the color of silver, especially liked to observe the ship's flags, but she knew that every one of them represented a way of speaking, of naming the same things with different words. Humans really have hard work of it, King had once commented to a fellow she-gull. Not at all like us gulls who screech the same the world around. You're right. And most amazing of all is that sometimes they manage to understand one another, like Alfred had squawked. Beyond the shoreline, the landscape turned bright green. Kanga could see an enormous pasture dotted with flocks of sheep grazing under the protection of the dikes and the lazy vanes of the windmills. Following instructions from the pilot gulls, the flock from Red Sand Lighthouse seized a current of cold air and dived towards the shoal of herrings. 120 bodies sliced into the water like arrows. And when they came to the surface, each gull had a herring in its bill. Tasty herring. Tasty, in fact. Precisely what they needed to renew their energy for continuing to fly towards Den Helder, where they would join the flock from the Frisian Islands. According to the flight plan, they would then fly out to Calais, and straight to Dover, and on through the English Channel, where they would be met by flocks from the Bay of the Seine, and the Gulf of St. Malo. Then they would fly together till they reached the skies over the Bay of Biscay. By then there would be 1,000 gulls, a swiftly moving silver cloud that would be enlarged by the addition of flocks from Bellimine, Il Deolero, Cape Mechicacu, Cape Ajo, and Cape Venice. When all the gulls, authorized by the Lord Sea, and the wind scattered over the Bay of Biscay, the Grand Convention of the Baltic and North Seas and the Atlantic Ocean could begin. It would be a beautiful time, Kanga thought as she gulped down her third herring. As they did every year, they would listen to interesting stories, especially the ones told by the gulls from Cape Venice, tireless voyagers who sometimes flew as far as the Canaries or Cape Verde Islands. Female gulls like her would devote themselves to feasting on sardines and squid, while the males prepared nests at the edge of a cliff. There, the female gulls would lay their eggs and hatch them, safe from any threat. And then, after the chicks lost their down and grew their real feathers, would come the most beautiful part of the journey, teaching the fledglings to fly in the Bay of Biscay. Ganga ducked her head to catch her fourth herring, and as a result, she didn't hear the squawk of alarm that shattered the air. Danger to port! Emergency takeoff! When Ganga lifted her head from the water, she found herself all alone in the immensity of the ocean. Part 2. A big, fat, black cat. I really hate to leave you by yourself, the boy said, stroking the big, fat, black cat's back. Then he returned to the task of putting things in his backpack. He chose a cassette of the Purr, one of his favorites, put it in, thought about it again, and took it out. He couldn't decide whether to put it in the pack or leave it on the table. It was hard to know what to take on a holiday and what to leave at home. The big, fat, black cat, sitting in a recessed window, his favorite place, was watching the boy closely. Did I put my swimming goggles? Zorba, have you seen my goggles? No, you wouldn't know what they are because you don't like water. Oh, you don't know what you're missing. Swimming is one of the most fun sports. Oh, want a treat? The boy offered, picking out the box of kitty yum-yums. He shook out a more than generous portion, and the big fat black cat began chewing, slowly, to prolong the pleasure. What delicious treats, so crunchy and deliciously fishy. He is a good kid, the cat thought, his mouth filled with crumbs. What do I mean, a good kid? He's the best, he corrected himself, as he swallowed. Zorba, the big, fat, black cat, had good reason for his opinion of this boy, who not only spent money from his allowance on delicious treats for Zorba, but always kept the litter box where Zorba relieved himself clean. And he talked to him and taught him important things. They spent many hours together on the balcony, watching the bustling traffic in the Port Humbug. Right then, for example, the boy was saying, "See that ship, Zorba? You know where it's from? It's from Liberia, a very interesting African country founded by people who once were slaves. When I grow up, I'm going to be the captain of a large sailing ship, and I will sail to Liberia, and you will come with me, Zorba. You'll be a good ocean-going cat. I'm sure of it. Like all the boys around the port, this one too dreamt the voyages to distant countries." The big, fat, black cat listened, purring. He could see himself on board of a sailing vessel, cutting through the waves. Yes, Zorba had great affection for the boy, and never forgot that he owed his life to him. Zorba's debt dated from the day he abandoned the basket that had been home for him and his 7 brothers and sisters. His mother's milk was warm and sweet, but he wanted to try one of those fish heads that people in the market gave to big cats. Gave to big cats. And he wasn't planning to eat the whole thing. No. His idea was to drag it back to the basket and tell his brothers and sisters, "Enough of this nothing from my poor mother. Don't you see how thin she's getting? Eat this fish. That's what the port cats all eat." A few days before he left the basket, Zorba's mother had been very serious as she told him, "You are quick on your feet and alert. That's all to the good. But you must be cautious about where you go. I don't want you to get out of the basket. Tomorrow, or the next day, humans will come and decide your fate, and your brothers and sisters as well. I'm sure they will give you all of you nice names, and you will have all the food you want. You are very lucky to have been born in a port, because in the ports, humans love and protect cats." The only thing they expect of us is to keep the rats away. Oh, yes, my son. You're very lucky to be a port cat. But you must be careful. There's one thing about you that may mean trouble. Look at your brothers and sisters, son. You see how all of them are gray, and how their fur is striped like the hide of a tiger? You, on the other hand, were born entirely black, except for that little white tuft under your chin. Some humans believe that black cats bring bad luck. That's why, son, I don't want you to leave the basket. For Zorba, who at that time was a little coal-black ball of fur, did crawl out of the basket. He wanted to try one of those fish heads, and he also wanted to see a little of the world. He didn't get very far, as he was trotting towards a fish stall with his tail straight up and quivering. He passed in front of a large bird, dozing with its head tilted to one side. It was a very ugly bird with a huge pouch beneath its beak. Suddenly, the little black kitten could not feel the ground beneath his feet, and without any idea what was happening, he found himself somersaulting through the air. Remembering one of his mother's first teachings, he looked for a place where he could land on all four paws. Instead, what he saw beneath him was a bird, waiting with an open beak. He fell right into its pouch, which was very dark and smelled terrible. "Let me out! Let me out!" the kitten bawled desperately. "My, it can talk," the bird squawked without opening its beak. "What kind of creature are you? Let me out, or I'll scratch," the kitten yelled threateningly. "I suspect that you're a frog." "Are you a frog?" the bird asked, keeping its long bill clamped tightly shut. "I'm drowning in here, you stupid bird!" the little cat cried. "Yes, you are a frog. A black frog. Curious indeed." "I am a cat, and I am mad. Let me out, or you'll be sorry," groaned little Zorba, looking for somewhere in that dark patch to sink his claws. "Do you think I can't tell the difference between a cat and a frog? Cats are furry, quick, and they smell of house slippers. You are a frog. I ate several frogs once, and they weren't bad. But they were green. Say, you wouldn't be a poisonous frog, would you?" the bird croaked, a little worried. Yes, I'm a poisonous frog, and besides, I bring bad luck." What a dilemma! Once I swallowed a poisonous sea urchin and nothing happened to me. What a dilemma! "Shall I swallow you or spit you out?" the bird pondered. Suddenly, it stopped squawking and started jumping up and down and flapping its wings. Finally, it opened its beak. Little Zorba, wet with slobber, stuck his head out and jumped to the ground. Then he saw the boy, who had the bird by the neck, shaking it. "You must be blind, you numbskull pelican!" "Come on, kitten. You almost ended up in the belly of that ugly old bird," the boy said, and took Zorba up in his arms. And so had begun the friendship that had lasted 5 years. The boy's kiss on his head scattered the cat's memories. He watched his friend settle the rucksack on his back, walk to the door, and from there, say goodbye. One more time. We won't see each other for 4 weeks. I'll be taking you every day, Zorba. I promise. Bye, Zorba. Bye. The boy's 2 younger brothers shouted and waved their goodbyes. He listened as 2 locks turned in the door, then ran to the window that overlooked the street to watch his adopted family as he drove away. The big, fat, black cat drew a deep, contented breath. But for whole weeks, he would be lord and master of the flat. A friend of the family would come every day to open a can of cat food and clean Zorba's litter box. For weeks, to laze about in the armchairs, on the beds, or to go out on the balcony, climb to the tile roof, jump from there to the branches of the old chestnut tree, and slide down the trunk to the inner patio, where he liked to meet the other neighborhood cats. He would be bored. No way. At least, that's what Zorba, the big, flat, black cat, thought. Because he had no idea what was to come.